see if my computer and internet can handle everything. Hello. Let's get back to work. See how everything goes. Seems to be running all right. Chat. To real world. Master in the real world. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. So start as a constable. Let's see here. Should I think I should probably start with the name this time, considering that yeah, he's not going to be another copy or basically another Jorgen uh, costume. Hopefully this is working. I might grab my phone just to check. It's switching to the first one. It's supposed to be that one. I need it to stay. It's that one. So we are trying to figure out what should I name this guy. How about hello there, apartment? Silbert. goofy ass name. Silbert. Hello. How's everyone doing today? Just on basically fleshing out the just fleshing out some stuff for the my next campaign. Oh, welcome back. See you've joined. Anyways, so what's going on here? This guy, Silbert Feely. Trying to see if I should make him race. I want there. Oh, Gio, thank you for liking the live. Oh wow, that's a lot of likes. Probably also switch back. All of a sudden, all the likes are screaming through the top here. Why do I feel like it's a bug? Number keeps going up. Number going up. It's good, I guess. Haka Carrot Cake. Like the name. Oh, thanks for joining from the posts. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Okay. And I know I haven't really like posted a whole lot other D&D content, but I do have other stuff, coming soon. Uh, yeah. I didn't know someone could like a live that many times. You're just hitting like and unlike over and over again, and it just counts, makes the number go up. Let's see here. So I want to make him a different race than human. You know what? I'll make him a dwarf. Let's start with the basic races first, and kind of branch out from there. Um, let's see here. That's got to be at 800 plus likes and just keeps going. That's a lot of likes. It's still going. All right, stop distracting myself. I know I'm getting like over 1,000 likes on this one live. I'm not 100% sure if that's a bug or it's just happening. But if it is actually like happening, that's awesome. Let's see. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for all the likes. Okay, sorry. I'm not used to living on uh this particular streaming service. It's actually my first time actually going live. I appreciate it. But thank you for all the likes. Awesome. Essentially, I'm just working on, like I've been saying over and over again, just working on my next campaign and fleshing out the beginning town, so to speak. How's your day going, Gio? Or morning? Thank you. Appreciate it. And then if you need any, like, if you want to know any of the background information, it's going good. I'm glad it's going good for you. For me, it's going pretty damn good. I'm up at 4:17 in the morning because I had a bit of inspiration to keep writing and working on this. I will, as soon as I get to a part where I have to make a map, we'll switch over to the other window and we'll uh actually like build a map in real time. Oh, thank you. Turn it down. How's that? Is that better? Sorry, I'm speaking to Twitch. All right. Hopefully that's quite a bit quieter. I know it was probably a little loud before. It's way better. All right. Anyways, all right. Thank you, Gio. Keep liking the live. I appreciate it. Phobomancer, uh, how's your night going? Thank you for stopping in. So basically, I'm trying to flesh out a character here or an NPC. I have a small list of NPCs. Sensible. If it's PST, then yeah. I mean, I tend to sleep when my body just wants to sleep. You're tasty. Okay. Okay, I see. So you are ahead of me. Yeah, yeah, like I said, I kind of just had a little bit of inspiration to work on some stuff, so here I am trying to flesh out this campaign. We were playing right now. Me and my party were playing a Curse of Strahd campaign, and it's kind of like an introduction into D&D for some people, and others really wanted to play the module. So uh, I and it's one of my favorite modules because of the replayability for it, and we uh, got through it pretty quickly. The first time I had a big group of people playing it, it took them a year last time, uh, for them to for them to get through it. This time it was like maybe less than half that time. Oh yeah, it's been quite good. We usually play on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. PST because I have people in different time zones and like availabilities. Trying to set up a decent game time is a challenge. One of the many challenges of playing D&D. And yeah, we have been doing that since last summer. So back to this Silbert Feely male dwarf. See if we can flesh him out a little bit more. Oh, so I don't want to go too crazy with it. Just try and keep it a little in line. So let's go with some of more of his features. Let's see. I see. Yeah, I used to have like an in-game or in-person game a long time ago, back before I even started like streaming and stuff. But for the most part, it's always been like online, using VTTs and stuff like that. I'm not gonna say that, man. Sorry, I'm talking to the other line. Uh, yeah, I get it. I am an unk. I'm old, but I'm not gonna say it. Uh, yeah, I've been around. Yes, it's completely homebrew outside of like standard D&D fifth edition rules. I'm essentially coming out of Curse of Strahd, the characters from that particular session uh, is they're coming back to their original realm after the collapse of the Domain of Dread, and they realize that they are. It's kind of like it's a classic time skip kind of thing. It's been 60 years that they've been trapped for the out from for them. It's only been maybe like a couple of months, but on the outside, 60 years has passed, and a lot of the familiarity that they had with the world um, is gone, and basically to the age of like heroism has been kind of dumbed down a little bit. No longer people are working on or basically being a hero or an adventurer isn't like, how should I put this? Like, it's not that it's bad, but it's just not really needed. They're in an age of relative peace, um, and now basically the party needs to find ways to essentially fit in and keep their worth. But and as far as that goes, that's me doing what I'm doing now. Is writing it out and fleshing out the world a little bit more. But I do have other homebrews that I've run in the past, and they're kind of like first revisions. Uh, I had a basic idea, fleshed it out a bit more, and then uh, had people run it, and then from there, I want to tweak them and find ways to make them better, so that when a group runs it, it's more efficient and it the story kind of plays out more fluently. Oh yeah, so yes, it is completely homebrew. I mean, much much to many DMs. Sorry, words. Like we kind of tend to pick and choose from what we like and what we see, and then kind of meld them into our own kind of thing. Um, that way, it I see. I did try that with Spelljammer, and I actually have some clips and stuff like that of that Spelljammer campaign. And to think like my players were like extremely entertained by the idea of talking rocks, and like rocks that had like sentience and that could uh move around and stuff. That was an entire 2-hour session of people of the party just enjoying the talking rocks. Uh, and if you see the emotes, then you'll see that there's actually a particular emote that is a rock that kind of glows like rainbow colors. Um, and it's a that was a pretty fun day, that particular sandbox session. Because and Spelljammer is really good for sandboxes too, because it tends to you have not only just a world, but you have the entire multiverse or universe, or how far you want to stretch it, and you can easily come up with worlds on the fly for uh for like whatever people want to do for that, you know. See, capitalize that. Oh, I almost spelled here instead of here. It's 10, so it's just he is kind. Yeah, so I've played around with a couple of different DMing styles and things like that. And the let's see, yeah, basically, and like I like enough structure, so I have like a basis to go off of. But if it's just we're here to have, especially for like streaming and stuff. But when it comes to like just we're just having fun and a little bit more loose and what you call it, as we go kind of play style or DM style is fun as well. Respect, good attention. City game, horror comedy. That's awesome. I'd say as long as you, for me, like like my last one, if you're familiar with Strahd, is like a horror, um, but a lot of my sessions tend to end up being a little bit more goofy than scary, especially in horror settings. But there are definitely times where uh, it like it wouldn't it's not like a jump scare, but there's that creeping horror, that tends to put the players on edge. And I don't think I've done a hex crawl, but I've done Call of Cthulhu. Okay, awesome. I have not played Call of Cthulhu yet, but I'm always willing to learn new stuff and run different things. Um, Sadly, it's just like I don't know if there's like I don't know how much the starter kit costs for Call of Cthulhu, but that would be something I would check out. Although I used to play, um, what's it called, Shadowrun. And if you ever played Shadowrun, it's based off like the book series and stuff, and they made a video game like way back in the day, like early 2000s, um, on X1, like right around when the Xbox 360 was still like new, and basically it uses a lot of D6. Okay, I'll have to look up the hex crawl stuff. Yeah, it is really hard to run. Like the setup process, like not even like setting up like maps or anything like that, but just the setup of uh like there's an actual phase, like the setup phase is a little bit intense. I also had a brand new like game master come to my chat a couple weeks ago, and he wanted to run a a Shin Megami Tensei like game that had its own systems and character sheets and stuff, and I was just blown away with like how do I set up this character sheet, because it was a lot. uh and he wanted to try and essentially uh form fit it to D&D, and like like the power leveling of the monsters and stuff was like off the charts. Thank you, Phobo. Answer. Enjoy your lurking. All right, back to it. Alrighty. How's everyone doing on TikTok? Thank you all for liking the live. Appreciate it. Everybody who's sticking around and hanging out. If you have any questions about what I'm doing or what's going on, don't hesitate to ask. All right. There. Keeper. Keeper. Should I name this guy? Let's see. Some goofy ass names I'm thinking of these guys. Let's see here. Name. I need a name. Let's see. Did I already name the tavern? Let's see. Scroll. All right. Start with this. It's my go-to name for like the starting, at least the starting tavern. You know, it's always other tavern names that I have, but alliteration is always fun. If you can see the text, uh, you'll know what I'm talking about. So thank you all for the love and support on the TikTok live. If you want to see the full screen view, you can always pop on over to YouTube or Twitch. And once again, I'm also live randomly for stuff like this, and every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Pacific for our sessions. For those of you that are interested, just keep that in mind. Oh, thank you. It's an odd name. XD, welcome. How you doing? Thank you, Gio. You're awesome. And like, I would put on some sort of non-copyright music, but every time I do, it keeps on trying to restrict me. Thank you, Gio. Now I feel like Keanu Reeves. You know, you're breathtaking. See, you know what, Gio? Since you've been liking the live so much, I think I shall incorporate your name into this character, if that's okay with you. Only if you're okay with that. Do you want me to just be Geo, or do you have a last name in mind that I can, or do you want me to just kind of come up with it as I go? I know you're busy smashing the like button on the live. But, really want to make sure to capture the essence, you know. It is a D&D campaign, actually. So it is fictional, yes. All right. Let's go with Geo. What do you think about Geo Temsby? Give it a kind of like a European. Sounds fire. All right. And if you're familiar with D&D races, I think we got some fire going on here. We're gonna make you a fire genasi, which is like a kind of like a djinn, but each they're elemental beings, you know, from different planes of elemental existence. So I'm gonna make you a fire genasi. You know, they're big and robust and strong looking. Thank you, Gio. I appreciate that. You're awesome. Capitalize on that. Then I already have the map set up for the town. I can quickly show you real quick, just while we're here. Um, and you're gonna notice that there's like a difference in the art styles a little bit with like the buildings and stuff, because like this is a custom stamp for for our main quest giver and first interaction. Um, is a man who was a character of mine that I played in other D&D campaigns, who goes by the name of Jorgen Snorf, son of Sneef, purveyor of fine scented powders. He's a wizard, a Bladesong wizard, and also an alchemist. And he sells his wares and curios at his very particularly themed shop. And the inn will be this building here. And then, of course, maybe I'll add in a couple other things, like as far as like setting up where the constable is going to be and things like that later on. But yeah, here's my kind of revision 1 map starting the new campaign. This. Oh, I did it again. I gotta fix the camera. There it is. Camera's back. That runs for 4 food. Rooms for, let's say, 5 silver pieces. Right. Various foods ranging from, let's see, ranging from 5 copper to 5 gold pieces. So which has a tendency to switch the inspector back. Chat. Tendency to. So, okay. And then you can add other store owners and stuff later on. That's why I have the other bit on there. All right. After party did these people see what should we have them go do? Should we have? I want to make it a little new and give them a bit more substance. The let's see. Each. I got it. Start it out as a fetch quest and then move on, make it into something more. Which is also another classic kind of like bait and switch kind of deal. But the classics for a reason. Let's see. see here. Let's see. Large quantity. Um, After fleshing out all the NPCs in the town, I'm actually working on the quest, and it's starting out to be simple. Trying to figure out the twist here. Uh, so far, going with Fey folk on this one because they're good. They're good to add in a twist. And your thumb or whatever finger you're using must be like strong. Is that we're almost there to 20K? All right, man. Should I introduce you to the game Cookie Clicker? Because I think you'd like that game a lot. Oh, okay. See, now I know where it comes from. You got them cookie clicker fingers, man. All right, no problem, man. You do your thing. have the synopsis of the quest. Welcome back, Gio. What game was he playing? Ah, okay. UFC 5. Okay, nice. I never really got into the UFC games. You won, of course you did. You got the dexterity, going on. Yeah, I haven't played a lot of fighting games except for the original Sega Mortal Kombat. Yes, I get it. I'm old. Uh, and like a couple of the Tekken games, and yeah, I mostly played when I really got into like PC games, mostly MMOs and like other single player games and all that. Oh yeah, probably because I also live out in the middle of nowhere, so I use the Musk internet, the Musknet, if you will, and sometimes it cuts out, but then once the satellite lines back up, it should be good. But yeah, as I was saying, I mostly play, like even today I still play stuff like I've been playing a lot of Core Keeper, uh, Abiotic Factor, and other than that, Escape from Tarkov. I do like some shooters and stuff like that too, but I don't like, mainly my streaming stuff is D&D. Is there a particular genre that you're looking for? If it's just any game, like I don't know if you watched the Game Awards, but uh, Expedition 33, awesome story, awesome soundtrack. If you're on Xbox or have a PC, and you have Game Pass, it's on Game Pass. Other than that, I do even if you're not and you just want to buy it on Steam, I believe it's also on PlayStation. Uh, I highly suggest it. Um, it's got a wonderful story, like I said, and it's probably one of the most like in depth like storytelling that I've seen in a long time. And if you want more of like the shooter kind of thing, like I said, Escape from Tarkov, which is PC only, um, is a pretty fun game. It's like a like more realistic, kind of like Ready or Not, uh, but it's an extraction shooter. Expedition or Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which I'll even type it in a comment here just so that you can see it and spell it out. There you go. I got it in there for you, so you can have the spelling and all that. scenario. No problem. Oh yeah, I also played a lot of Guitar Hero back in the day. That was still like new before they started doing like the modified Guitar Hero. Yes, please do. It's quite the fun game. Let's see here. So we got the synopsis. Into think. Hey Dallas, I think that's how it's. Is that how it's pronounced? Uh, Thanks for popping in. Currently, if you don't know what we're doing, I am writing up a campaign, and I'm currently setting up one of the quests. And once we have the basically writing part of the quest set up, then we'll move on over to make a map. And we're getting pretty close to the map part. So if you want to see some fun like art tools and stuff like that, we will be heading on over there soon. $20K. You're awesome, Geo. And I appreciate the 20K likes. It is definitely on to 50K. Thank you. And by the way, Geo, if you have any questions about like stuff that I'm writing down or anything like that, don't hesitate to ask. As well as anybody else who pops in the live. So this part, like, so if you've ever opened like a D&D book, like a module book for like an adventure, I'm writing the adventure part. So all of this is essentially the information that I have to give to the players to do whatever quests and stuff to move the narrative along. Um, so this will be the campaign that follows after the one we're currently on. Um, so essentially, like, because like if you're familiar with D&D, you know there's preparation is good to have, you know, especially when you want a more structured and laid out like overarching storyline for your players. It kind of gives you kind of like a backbone to go off of. Yeah. And yeah, it's like basically I'll be using all this storytelling and information that I have to run the game for the players. Should probably do inspect first. Like in this particular part, like the players have to interact with the world. Like in this case, the mushrooms that or the fungus that they have to harvest for Jorgensdorf, who's the I always look a little bit tired. Um I sleep erratically, I guess, you know, because I do have a day job. Um and my hours vary from like 2 p.m. to 10:30 at night, which was my shift that I got off of not like see like 6 hours ago. Got home from 6 hours ago, and then on certain days I'm there during the morning, from 9 a.m. to 5:30. So just basically nine to five. That's usually only like 2 days out of the week. But yeah, other than that, uh, I sleep when my body wants me to sleep, and then I'm up when I want to be up. Is it healthy? No, but it's just the way my circadian rhythm is. You know, as my one of my older jobs, I used to work at a grocery store, and I uh uh would work night crews, so I'd work 10:30 p.m. to like 8:30 in the morning, and I did that for like 8+ years. So my sleep schedule is just, you know, gone. You never really recover from overnight shift after a while. It is a little rough, but you know, I get through it. I don't really like. I do get out, but when I that's basically when I want to, you know. Uh, but for the most part, I'm usually here working on my usual stuff like D&D, playing video games, watching YouTube on my TV over here. Uh, yeah, it's a simple life, but a good one. As I was saying about the writing here, so basically I'm setting up a scenario where players have to interact with the environment, and they have to pass a skill check to uh, basically do things properly. Oh, I will. I don't have to work today, so I will definitely get some sleep. I kind of want to get this first quest out and get the map made, and then um, however long that takes, then I'll probably try and get some sleep. And then who knows? Maybe if the inspiration is still hot when I wake up, I'll probably have back on and keep going, or maybe I'll just play some games. Yeah, they both do sound like good ideas. Maybe I'll, if I do play some games, I'll probably play some Core Keeper, which is kind of like a fun little Terraria like esque game. A lot of fun. Let's see here. What means? Core keeper or esque? I don't. Like win. All right. As I said, I'm an older guy, so I am uh, not really updated on all the slang. Oh, sounds good to you. Okay. Good choice. Okay. Something similar. All right. Cool. I'm just trying to get maybe a survive. Yeah, let's do a survival. No. I guess we'll go with investigation. I'll make it a decent. These guys are level 6 adventurers, so I'm gonna make it decently high investigation. Uh, so DC difficulty check, and then you haven't put out a number. So I'm gonna go with 18. So basically, when they roll a d20, and you can stop me if you already know what it means. Uh, uh, is essentially to roll a d20 using their uh, investigation skill on their character sheet. To essentially, they have to meet that number or beat it to succeed. Then I'll have a DM roll d4. At what the player sees. Yeah, go with. Let's see. Go with this. So I can make actual table. So I'll just do this. See if it does it automatically. see something funny that they would see while inspecting a potential house that is also a mushroom. Uh, small. Supper time. What kind of music do you like, Geo? Like Juice WRLD? He's cool. I mean, I listen to a lot of different stuff. Uh, I mainly stick with like I've been loving Sleep Token since 2016. You know, I'm more of like the old school kind of rap. You know, like Tupac, Bone Thugs, that kind of stuff. Um, like metal and like rock, alternative, um, and definitely some classical music. Yeah, that's just because my music tastes are eclectic. Change this. Yeah. There's the other even more funnier one. My players are a little silly. Uh, yeah, my music taste kind of goes all over. I do kind of stick to rock and metal and stuff like that. All depends on the mood, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, no, mood is definitely a deciding factor. Like when I music I tend to gravitate to is has like a lot of like I don't know, I like emotion, you know, in my music instead of just, words about words or what's the best way to put this? About things that you like to do. I don't know if it's like a good example, but it's like if you're familiar with Bo Burnham, like one of his songs uh, about called "Repeat Stuff" is kind of like my philosophy about music as well. Um, but which is why I kind of don't really gravitate towards like pop music. Let's see, check my TikTok notifications. Nothing. Camera? Yes, it did. Inspector. This one. There it is. Cool. Camera's back. Basically, in order for me to be live on uh, other streaming services, I have to screen cap and crop my TikTok live window and put the camera up on the uh, other streaming software that I have. So it tends sometimes when I like switch and look at stuff, it basically puts down it makes the camera disappear. So I have to basically find a way to refresh it. Uh, Generally when like I bring up the live studio window for TikTok and then I close it and then it's like where'd the source go? So I have to um essentially find like re-bring up the window, put up the source and then switch back to the other studio software that I have and usually that fixes it. Yeah, TikTok's a little odd about like what they allow as far as uh like they don't let you automatically use a virtual camera, which I think is a little silly. Yeah. Yeah. I just wish TikTok would give out like stream keys instead of making you use their proprietary software. Is the studio software I use right now has its own like live or not or portrait setup so that all you have to do is set up the window, the sources and stuff that you have, and then just go live. Oh, I was just saying that I wish TikTok gave out stream keys um, instead of having making you use their software, so that you can use the broadcasting software that you normally use. Um, and yeah, so basically, that's just it would just make it a lot easier to stream on TikTok as well as any other platform that you're using. Uh, hey man, if you're getting tired, take a break. You got me at the 27K so far. That is amazing. And anybody else who's watching should congratulate Geo on the dedication for 27K. All right, well, you're almost there, and like I said, I appreciate you doing this. I can only imagine how tired your fingers must be. How's that sound? Sounds good. 30K, and you get some sleep, man. Put in more than enough effort, and I am very appreciative. No problem. Yeah, that's the least I could do, I guess. Well, I'm glad you think that. Storytelling is, one of my passions, and for me, this is the best way, or the most entertaining way for me to tell a story, is through Dungeons and Dragons. Is it lets other people help write the story and feel a part of it. Well, it started out. Um, I used to write like short stories, and I believe I have one on my TikTok page, and one of the short stories, basically how I made them was just a little silly experiment that I was doing in Discord with some other creator friends, and I told them give me a format, and uh, the format was uh, give me a life, or like tell me about the life of a tree, like, or from the perspective of a tree. I believe that was the prompt, at least in so many words. And about like 5-10 minutes, I wrote out a 1 page short story. And I would get like compliments from like viewers on Twitch and from like my fellow friends, like, you actually have a pretty decent voice. Have you thought about doing voice acting or voiceover? And so I decided to record a voiceover, little art background, and uh I believe I still have that on YouTube and on TikTok. I don't think, maybe not the whole story on TikTok, but definitely a good chunk of it. And I write pretty often, uh, like oh, sweet, awesome, thank you, man. And one of my other ideas, like I was doing like a subathon kind of thing, because I also have like TikTok, not TikTok. I have creator meetups. Like last year we went to, or this year we went to New York, and the first time we went out to Florida, and we were doing like the subathon, and basically people who donated or did subs, I would ask them for like a 1 to 2 sentence prompt, and then I would write them a story and I would read it out, um, live on the internet. And then also, like, I experimented with like writing uh, for a long time. Like I've always liked creative writing, and I I was really inspired by certain authors, like Piers Anthony. He's one of my favorite authors. Also, Roderick McClesh. He wrote Prince Umbra, which is a pretty awesome book. And then, of course, you have Tolkien, big Lord of the Rings and Hobbit fan. I forget the author of the Dark Sword trilogy, but that was also another series of books I read when I was younger. Basically, a lot of like high fantasy was my kind of like go-to thing. Lord of the Rings is pretty dope. I used to, I can still spout like lore about Lord of the Rings and stuff, and the Silmarillion, which a lot of people who've read like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, who are, or at least know of the books, don't know about the Silmarillion, um, which was kind of like a story of its own, and an appendices of like lore about the world of Middle Earth. Although I do have a question for you, Gio. How do you feel about the Rings of Power on Amazon? And you know, whatever you say, I will respect your opinion and how you feel about Rings of Power, the basically the Tolkien TV show, or like uh that's on Amazon Prime. I think, I mean, it's okay. That's my personal opinion. Does it probably envision everything that Tolkien had in mind. Probably not, but I think it's a good, like, good to see like some of the lore brought forth that a lot of people don't know about, like what happens between the War of Wrath and the uh uh like the war that you see in Lord of the Rings. Um, like it gives you an idea of who the Numenorians are. You know, it basically brings to life things that most people don't really think about when it comes to Lord of the Rings. But, yeah, would you look at that? You got to 30K. Congratulations. Still 400 likes to go. Okay, it only shows me like a rounded up number, I guess, on my screen. Thank you. All right. This will bring us to the beginning of map making. Alrighty. Make a new map here. Map to see portrait. Now, just want to see how that looks. Oh, so there. All right. Thank you, Gio. You have a good one too. Good night. And I'll see you next time. So we are going to start with it. Dig out. This big. It's just grass. Subtract dark water. Why is it grass? Want it to be grass. Oh, I see. I get it. I want it to be like a perfect looking. Let's see. Give it like a. It's here. This big. Some water in there. Thank you everybody for the likes. Gio, you're the goat. All right. You have a good night, Gio. Thank you. I appreciate it. Don't need to apologize for that. I'll always appreciate the likes. Good night, sir. There we go. That's what I want. All right. Nice little bit of that. Extend this out a little bit with a bit of a gravelly sandbar. Got that in there. Kind of takes away from the shape a little bit. Let's see. Fragrance. Background. Is that too much purple on purple? Let's go the blue. See my camera kind of shaking. It's because I'm very much wiggling my mouse around a lot. Size a little bit faster. Passing. Size down a bit. Just kind of smooth it out as it goes here. A bit more like a path. I know this kind of blends in with the grass. Rough this up a little bit. I know it's like a kind of a simple looking path, but most D&D is, theater of the mind and all that. So the green will offset. Yeah, that's better. Green is definitely offsetting the. Foreground as well. Just to kind of obscure the area a little bit. Kind of brightens it up a little bit some places too. That's awesome. Yeah, that's a cool. Let's move on to our stamp tool. Sure, Oops. For those who wish to chat about this, which mushroom from these lists here look good? This one right here. Yeah, that's kind of your standard forest mushrooms. Gravitating towards this one. Yeah, I think I'll go with this one. Stamp a little bit smaller. Oops. Something I need to check real quick. All right, and that's a pretty simple map. And I'm pretty much at the 3 hour mark, just over the 2 hour mark for the other two platforms. I'm gonna go ahead and save this map. All right, that's pretty much all I got for me going on right now. Thank you everybody who came out, and thank you to Geo. Awesome with the 32K likes, and yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do this again soon. Hopefully I'll have the setup going and have it look good, and I can probably live stream the session on TikTok as well. The D&D session I got coming up this Wednesday. at 9 p.m. Pacific. I'm also live on other platforms. And yeah, if you aren't familiar with the Curse of Strahd story, I have my VODs backed up on my VOD channel, which is Papa Meta VODs. Quality is getting there, but I'm working with what I got. So, and yeah, thank you everybody for coming out, and I will see you all hopefully on Wednesday, and maybe sooner than that, at least on TikTok. And you have a good day. And Fomancer, thank you for hanging out as well. I'll catch you guys next time.